relationships can be tough to navigate and even tougher if you struggle with communication issues.
Melanie Hall, CEO of Insights Therapeutic Services, joins us now to share some tips and tools to help improve our communication and emotional regulation. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
I would think that a lot of people think they have great communication skills in relationships, but in reality, not so much.
Because we communicate every day in every facet of our lives, right? However, it's the one thing that we often get wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So depending on whether it is intimate relationships or even in workplace, right? Oftentimes we will respond one way at work, but then when we go home, we respond a different way with our intimate partners.
Okay, interesting. So you created these relationship cards.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
tell us about the cards.
The cards are called We Didn't Have That Conversation, and they were born out of, personal experience as well as lots of counseling with couples that would sit there and I'd go, "You never had this conversation?" And they go, "No." And I'm like, okay, there's lots of conversations that couples are not having.
Like
and
what?
They,
like what?
For instance, how did you grow up and what types of things did you learn at home? Like, let's say, taking care of a home, right?
Yeah.
Or you may be talking about chores and things like that. So you may clean one way and someone else clean another way, and you go, "You never learned this way?" And they go, "No." And it's like, we should have had that conversation at some point because I have expectations that have come out of thinking you knew the same way that I knew.
Right.
Okay. All right. So some of the questions on the cards, you asked us to pick some. So
Yes.
one of the questions that you have is, what has your experience in relationships taught you about love?
Yes, I love that question because if someone says, "Well, I really don't have a lot of experience," let's say they've never really had long-term relationships, that would let you know that I might need to move very slowly with this person because they actually don't have a lot of experience in relationships. So they may not have a lot of information about what it feels like to be in love, right?
Right.
So it's good to ask things like that because if I find out that you don't have a lot of experience, I know I need to slow myself down.
Okay.
Right.
And I've got one that says, do you feel guilty after doing something nice for yourself?
Yes. That would say that you might have people-pleasing tendencies, right? Because I'm often doing things for other people, but I don't do things for myself, and when I do, I feel guilty about it.
Okay. I was like, no, I don't feel guilty.
So once you find yourself in a situation where you're now, back and forth, and it feels like you're not hearing them and they're not hearing you.
Yes.
How do you bring that conversation down so that you can start hearing each other?
Yes. One of the things I always explain to my couples is to take a moment just to pause because one, we want to find out, am I trying to express a thought or a feeling? Because oftentimes we will go into a conversation and say, well, I feel this, but it may actually be a thought. So you want to slow down because if there's a thought, you say, I think, which should be followed by a statement versus I feel, which should be followed by an emotion. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay, talk about how mental health impacts your ability to communicate with someone.
Yes. So let's say you are experiencing, high depression and anxiety. You may not know how to express that to someone, especially if they have no experience with someone with depression or anxiety or any other undiagnosed mental health issues. And so we tend to bring stigma into that and are nervous to say so. So when you are trying to hold your intimate relationships or even at work, you may have such high anxiety that you're not expressing yourself well. And people will treat you differently because you haven't expressed yourself well. You're not expressing your thoughts and your feelings and your needs and your desires.
Well, after going through this enough and enough, I think a lot of people say, well, you know what, forget it. This just isn't the relationship for me. What do you do in that kind of a situation?
Well, you want to work with that person to have them identify why. Like, what is going on within you that you think this relationship is not the one for you? So when I'm working with individuals, we are also indirectly working with the couple as well. Because if this person is experiencing depression or anxiety and they're like, maybe it's not really a good time for me, let's explore why this is not a good time for you. And maybe you need to take better care of yourself than add someone else to your roster, right?
Do you find a lot of couples who are heading down the divorce path head that way too soon? And before they learn how to communicate?
Well, honestly, couples often tend to wait about 7 to 10 years too late before they come into therapy. So by the time they
Interesting.
come in, it's a chronic issue,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So when I talk to my couples, oftentimes I'm like, well, let's look at the financial impact of divorce,
Right.
especially if they're married, versus the financial impact of investing in a counselor or a coach, right? So divorce can be very expensive, but if you're working with a coach, even with enrichment, so let's say everything's great, let's do some enrichment.
Let's make it better.
Thousands versus hundreds, right?
Yes.
All right. All right. InsightsTS.com is where you can get more information. Melanie, thanks for coming and
Thank you
sharing.
for
having me.
Getting conversations started.